I the pass, I the ask me. You might be rejoicing, sing no more. Slpp, APC, we say it. I say it, not 30, not PVD. Go JP, PMBGO, PDPOP, APGOP. Better we go problem, not PVD. You know, people might be category. They say, na Jekora. Sekora is not penalty too. That time they wouldn't have a fee. It's not a top, not a fee. That time they bra. Who loves it? We are in more hello.
One would therefore call on the National Chief Imam of the Slpp Party to lead us in prayer.
From his statement, we are now beginning to see the light. Because he himself said, all hands must be on deck. As a heavy-weighted statement, I'm sure if the chairman does realize that, then his officers should be in a better position to complement that. The regional executive must also toe the line for the national officers, aided by the district and constituency executive down to the grassroots. He said that this is a complex challenge. But what is important is that these challenges are not insurmountable. And if they are not insurmountable, then I think we on this side of the table are duty bound to ensure that we'll be able to put together all the nitty-gritties together and drive towards the conference as we are expecting to this week. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your statement.
Mr. Moderator of this press conference, all national elected officers of the Slpp People's Party, Mr. Chairman of the PRC, honorable members of Parliament, representatives of the various district and regional executives here present, Council of Elders, our distinguished eminent members of the party, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express on behalf of the National Secretariat and on my own humble behalf my pleasure in welcoming this galaxy of distinguished party members to this important press conference and for honoring this invitation at such notice. It is indeed a great privilege for us at the Secretariat to have this very important press conference, which we serve alongside others as a platform to identify the challenges within our party with a view to working collaboratively towards addressing them. Several peace and reconciliation overtures have been undertaken by distinguished eminent party officials who are the guards of peace within the party. In the immediate aftermath of the party's national convention to go last year, a 12-man post-conference reconciliation committee headed by Dr. Awuri was constituted by the newly elected national executive. The committee did a fantastic job and has forwarded its report to the national executive for their consideration and implementation. That is yet to materialize. Again, a revere elder of the party, Dr. L. Tucker, flew into Freetown from London to add his voice to the clear call for peace and unity in the party. His findings are that the vast majority of party members want peace and unity in the party. The cause of the division in the party is hard to identify, which has further weakened the result of the peace.
My own background as a diplomat, I believe where peace is unknown, that is the known. Where peace is fragile, make it strong. Where it is temporary, make it permanent. These are ideals I believe. And the second ideal is conflicts, as we all know. It is men that bring conflicts. It is the same men that speak the conflicts. It is men that sustain the conflicts. And it is men that sit down, dialogue, reconcile themselves in the search for peace to end the conflict.
Honorable members of Parliament, members of the fourth estate, senior members of the Slpp People's Party, His Excellencies here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me, on behalf of my very self, to apologize to you for the absence of my chairman at this meeting today. He is absent because he is having a development meeting. So I want to extend his apology. Let me join the others in thanking His Lordship, Bishop Emeritus J.C. Hopper, and the Campaign for Unity team for having invited the person to make this statement in this important conference today. We are honored to share our experiences and views on the role of the PPRC, the court, and the TFT in bringing reconciliation to this noble party. I want to state here that a system has been created for the past month, just like our lives always require us to look at and check their usefulness. It is with this perspective that the PPRC values the importance of this press conference today. A conference which will evaluate whether a reconciliation system in place has met the expectations placed upon them in ensuring free, fair, and all-inclusive dialogue.
December 2014, the Campaign for Unity team, the student youth group and grassroots movement were constantly determined to ensure peace and unity in SLP met on the 11th of January and issued a communique reinforcing their communications in the PPRC report.
Mr. Brahma Kurma, Mrs. Dr. David Suyama, Mr. J.K. Tommy, Mr. Promotua, and Mr. Jeff Tina Salim Bekar, accepted to be sent. The Campaign for Unity team, National Secretariat staff continue to prove secretariat support to the daily work of the intent. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the media, a slow and cautious start for taking in time of lasting solutions. Again, like to say, from my previous experience in life, I believe successful people think about solutions most of the time, while unsuccessful people think about problems and difficulties most of the time. I see the test as a solution-oriented team. Team is intentional. The test has been constantly looking for ways to get over, around, and past the obstacles that stand in the way of SLP. As he meets and thinks through the problem faced by the SLP, we instead are constantly asking ourselves the hard question: how can we solve the politics of dizziness within the SLP? What action can we take to deal with the mutual distrust, hatred, dislike, and tension that persist in
national emblem, unity, freedom, and justice. It was a party founded on family values, laced with the virtues of moral example. And this happens to be the most important application in the management or in the search for power, the power of moral example. That is, as Chinese philosopher said, official, the virtuous behavior of a leader is far more important.
The All Political Parties Association, headed by the interim chairman, Naomi Bandura.
As the main opposition party doing so, I wonder, our activities as an opposition party seem to me to be marked by indifference. We appear to be indifferent to naked attempts of powers that fail to raid our constitution. After you, are you. No one hears our voice when roads deep and wide into our national sea and swallow thereafter from rank arrogance. Human rights are violated, we remain indifferent. Justice is denied, we remain indifferent. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, ask Sam Bayo, ask Jonathan Lee. Freedom of choice, freedom of association, ask Labo Kufana. Selected injustice, that is all over the place. Others from above prevail. The list goes on. Whatever happens to our democratic credentials, do we not care for the less fortunate of our membership? Care for our foot soldiers? Do we not care for the majority of Sierra Leoneans? For Sierra Leone, whatever happens from party, do we not believe in leave and let leave? A certain Sankara Kamara does not think much of the opposition in Sierra Leone. This is what he says in his Sierra Leone Democracy Without Opposition. Quote, with a toothless official opposition, Sierra Leone seems to be slowly slipping back into one-party state. President Kuruma hasn't locked up his critics. Not entirely true. But he is added at undermining democracy by cannibalizing the opposition through state-induced defections. He says further, in an extraordinary Sierra Leone, the pretense exists that the country is a democracy. The absence of a credible opposition, however, leaves the country with a democracy that is neither accountable to its people nor conducive to the rule of law. We in the opposition stand accused of not acting as a responsible opposition. By our inaction, as a responsible and compassionate, caring opposition, we have become allies of evil. By our inaction, we have rendered the lives of so many Sierra Leoneans meaningless, condemned so many of our youth to Sierra Leone's human junkyard, and the numbers keep growing at the end of every school year. At the end of every academic year.
Princess Williams, and I work for AYC.
Question is, I'm wondering what are the biggest ideological differences that are causing this divide from the root, and what will this dialogue accomplish that previous dialogues within the party have not? What is different about this dialogue that will make solutions be found where they have not been found in the past? Thank you.
So we have 3 questions.
All the warring or disagreeing parties, there is nobody we have approached that has refused to see us or to talk to us. That problem has beleaguered some of the reconciliation processes in the past. But so far, thank God, ours has not been confronted with that problem. So that is the major difference, that all the parties involved are willing to talk to us. And by talking to us, that is the beginning of a solution to our problems. I hope I've answered that question. Right? Okay. The lady asked as to the non-implementation of CPRC. Well, we are in dialogue with the various parties. I think that implementation has presented difficulties to the party because the secretariat itself has some problems. And some of our challenges is to create a conducive environment within the party for them to be able to handle some of these problems. We are not going to hold their hands to do things for them. We want them to be able to come together as one body and work harmoniously, so some of all these issues will be handled by them. But we do that by consultations, peaceful negotiations, and appealing to all parties to forgo their differences and think of the party, think of the country, think of the future of our younger generation, so that we'll move forward. Most of us here have something to gain, but you guys, you younger ones, have the most to benefit from what we are trying to achieve. And like he said, our country is suffering because nobody seems to be saying anything when we are being bullied. A writer once said that when there is no opposition to evil, that evil simply multiplies because nobody challenges, nobody criticizes, nobody talks anything about it. We want to create a conducive atmosphere for this party to function as a real opposition and as a government in waiting. So that essentially, I don't know what other question was on the floor.
Another question has to do with
you also asked about ideological differences. If you mean ideological differences within the party, we don't have. Party's motto is one country, one people, one people, one country. A lot of what is happening to the party now, within the party now, is really down to personality differences as far as I know.
You say the other question. The other question has to do with Chief Romano Capre and the National Executive.
Dr. Bernadette Lahai, she telephoned yesterday to say today in Parliament they have a session, and therefore they will not be here, which is why I think you don't see any parliamentarian here, because Parliament closes for recess tomorrow, so they have business in Parliament today and tomorrow.
And that thing there is very important.
And if I can follow that up, we have in fact met Honorable Dr. Bernadette Lahai as a team, and she has told us that she is willing to reconsider her position given time. What we need to do is to follow that up. We also met Ambassador Ali Bangura, and he told us he needed to consult with the other parties to the problem, and then he will come back to us. So we started doing some work already.
One
started will obviously be achieved at a dialogue conference rather clearly. The team you see here will be working assiduously with all the various fractions, and the good thing about it all is that all of them are very cooperative. They are cooperating with us, and that's a big step forward. But we cannot close without allowing a female to give us the vote of thanks. I now call on Mrs. Charlie Ujama, one-time ambassador, one-time minister, to give us the vote of thanks.
One country, one vote. Now it's all been said, and I'm sure we're living here feeling better than we were when we came in, because at least we're on the way to peace and unity in our party, which is important. So I want to say thank you to all of those who have facilitated this situation, especially to the TFT led by Bishop Emeritus Humper, to the chairman of today, my dear Mr. Grant, and I especially wanted to say thank you to the press for one reason, but I see most of them are gone. The reason I was going to target them especially is because of the fact that the notice was so short, but the place was so full they came in because they know this is an important issue. All of you who came in here today, most people who should be here were not here, but you have made it possible to be here, and therefore you have contributed to the future of this party. And by the grace of God, this party will soon be in the position of leadership. Amen. I believe that. And one thing that makes me believe it is because all of you are here. So I say thank you to you, because together we stand, divided we will fall. If all of you were not here, the press was not here, what would be the use of our being here? And whatever we were carrying on. So let me say thank you, sir, to our chairman, Papa Grant, and to the chairman of the party for being here, all the other executives, for the beautiful statements made by people, especially our co-chairman, who properly underwrote what was said by his chairman. Thank you. And finally, CUT, thank you for helping us out. TFT, we're on until something goes right. Thank you very much. And whenever we call you again, be sure to be there at very short notice. And that is what it will be. Thank you.
Thank you also.
Thank
you for that.
They say na Chekora. Sekora is na penalty too. That time they wouldn't have repeat. Kristana top na repeat that time they bra. Who let's see there we are in more hello. Yeah, hello. Now all people progress. Now bagalaga. Now you. I kill my brain now you baba biba. I got down now what up Pagari. Say when my dad condo eating mama. I put your brain I'm okay pepe. Boy ocha, my ambayo. Free on low, they didn't grumble the after. Are you let's see the bridge carry go matter or rather